Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Mike Sitterman, joined as always by Killa Salvador Sanchez. Killa, we're right here in our own front yard. We've got a team from the High Desert Hitmen out in Nevada coming up against a group from down in southern Utah, Team Unbreakable, meeting right here on our own stomping grounds. What's going on?
Hey, there's going to be a lot going on. We got Ruben Chacon, we got Drew Daniels, we got the clash of these two teams like you just said. It's all going to blow up right here in our own parking lot, Mikey.
I'm excited about it. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you.
3, 2, 1. The Ultimate Combat Experience starts now.
Warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight.
Battle of the Brads. Brad McCrae, Brad Johnson. What do you know about these two Brads?
Hey, I just want to know who's going to be the baddest Brad, Mike.
Well, let's find out. Middleweight nose bar. Check it out. Brad McRae is a guy we used to see quite a bit of in the Ultimate Combat Experience. We haven't seen him in just a little while, but Mickey Ray, Brad McRae, he's back. He's back in the cage now.
You know what? Win, lose, or draw, Mike, one thing for sure is I see Brad doing very well, and I see Brad not doing so well.
Chances are Brad Johnson going against Brad McRae. You're probably right. 5'10", 165. Formerly with Team Samurai X, kind of an independent fighter now, though, going up against Dirty Pop Brad Johnson out there with the High Desert Hitmen.
Well, you can take a Brad out of the Team Samurai X, but I'm not sure if you can take the Team Samurai X out of the Brad.
Wow, very insightful. I like that. 5'9", 165 is Brad Johnson, so physically very similar these two guys are, but Brad McRae, a bit more of a submission guy, whereas Brad Johnson, he's got a bit of a wrestling background, training out there with Coach McLeod and the crew.
Sure. No, you were telling me, Mike, Brad from the High Desert Hitmen, they brought him in from which state?
He was from Michigan originally, wrestled out there with Coach McLeod, and now he's come out to Nevada. You see right there, beautiful takedown to get things started. Now he's got Brad McRae on his back.
All right, Brad looks like he needs to. He's got to turn toward him there and try to get his knees, his hands, and his elbows pointing toward Brad.
Well, you know
what?
I'll tell you what I love about what we're doing right here. I'm here with the doctor, man. Doctor's sick. Brian Yamasaki, we're breaking down the action here. Brian, you're a technician here, man. You see these little things that's going on, and you called that right on spot. You said he's got to turn into him. What does he got to do now?
You know what? He's got to stop getting punched in the head. That's not good. sometimes the kiss mentality works really well. Keep it simple. Stop getting punched in the head, which he's done here. So he's turned himself off the fence. Really good work there, and he's got a chance to kind of recoup and clear his head of those cobwebs and now start to get to work.
All right, very good. It's not rocket science. Getting punched in the head, bad.
And not good.
Not getting punched in the head, good, right?
Very good. Very insightful, Mike.
It doesn't take the doctor to tell you that. But
this isn't your first rodeo. Now, right here, whoa, very interesting. Brad looked like he was going for what we call the arm trap, and the other Brad used it to go for a Kimura here and was countered, and now his guard is passed.
So pretty good chess match going on here. You see these guys countering each other, not too bad.
A lot of back and forth action and very exciting. I mean, this is a really good fight. It'll be interesting to see what happens as the rounds go on and see if training in Nevada at the lower elevation is going to be a factor.
You know, they call them the High Desert Hitmen, though, because they're actually in northern Nevada, and the elevation's kind of high out there in Elko, Nevada. But right here, you know, I don't know if we're going to get to extra rounds here, because it looks like Brad Johnson's got pretty good position, starting to pound away at Brad McRae.
Right. You know, McRae's proned out right now. It's a really bad position. We try to tell our guys, you know, if someone's on your back, try not to go belly down, and here's why. It looks like it's over here.
Yeah, that's it right there. You see Dangerous Dave Kelly said, your referee stepping in and putting a stop to this contest. Brad Johnson really making short work, and in my opinion, that was a bit of a surprise how quickly and easily that came right there.
Oh, not to
kisses.
me.
He was blowing kisses to those young boys there. That's kind of weird. A little strange.
Well, as I predicted, Brad won.
Well,
and
yeah. Well, Brad won, and then he blew kisses to those young boys. I still feel a little weirded out about that.
No comment. No comment.
He is a beautiful man, nonetheless. Brad Dirty Pop Johnson coming away with a big win for the High Desert Hitmen. Great Clips is home of the $10 haircut. Also pick up $10 UCE tickets only at participating locations.
McRae, Brad, McCrae didn't fare out too well out for you there tonight, but you're a warrior. I've seen you in here before. What are you going to do different?
I need to take this more seriously and get my ass in the gym and start training with some guys up in Park City. And there's no one up there, so I try to been doing my own on my independent.
Yeah, up in Park City, there's some good training to be done with some cocktail waitresses up there. I know a couple of them up there. You say hi for me. They'll show you some tricks. They'll show you some tricks you could use in the cage or tied up, if you know what I'm saying. So you'll be back soon, right?
Yeah, definitely. I want to come back. And I promise next fight I'll be a lot better. I know I let a lot of people down. I want to thank my two corner guys that came out and supported me. My buddy Jeremy Earl has a movie coming out. It's called Forever Strong, and it opened yesterday. It's in theaters right now. He's a co-star. He plays Sanchez on it. So this is for him. And
so he plays who? The Billy Badass?
yeah, Sanchez.
Oh, that's one tough sucker right there. What is he, like The Rock or something in that movie?
No,
Is he the one who pulls all the chicks?
just go see it.
All right, hey, thanks for coming out, Mickey Ray. We're going to see more of you again. More of this guy, he ain't going nowhere. So I'll see you.
Thanks, man.
Find out what it takes to be a soldier in the U.S. Army at GoArmy.com.
Brad Johnson, the High Desert Hitman. This place is going berserk, Brad. They just love the way you fight. They love the way you cut your hair. They just all out love you. What are you going to do from here?
I'm going to keep training. I've been working hard on my stand-up lately, and I've noticed a big difference even in this fight from last week. So I'm just going to keep putting in hard work and see where it goes.
Well, you're getting better and better every fight. That ain't no joke, you know what I mean? Every fight I see you in, you evolve a step, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how many fights you got under your belt, but it just seems like the more and more you fight, the better you look. I mean, did you love the fight tonight?
I did. It was.
Did you love it a lot?
I loved it a lot.
All right.
Okay.
Well, come on, talk to me.
I want to thank all my sponsors first. I got to thank Northern Nevada Equipment.
Northern Nevada Equipment, do you love them though?
I do. They take good care of us. The Flying Fish, Black Distributing, my Uncle Rob Salyer, he's from Elko. And I want to thank the High Desert Hitman, the UCE, and Uncle Mike Stidham. I love him.
Do you love them a lot?
I love him more than a lot.
What about me? Did you forget whose town you're in, buddy?
I got to think about it.
I got you a hall pass. Don't make me suspend it. Brad Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see him again, as well as Coach McLeod and that guy with the 10-gallon hat. They all hang out together and buy Sal beers. Let's do this, folks.
Well, apparently Brad Johnson's the baddest Brad in town.
He's the bad Brad.
We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Stick around. In your middleweight division, we got a kid coming all the way from Mammoth Lakes, California. When I say coming out here, came out here on his own. He just wanted to come out here and get a fight in. Who's he fighting?
I tell you what, he wanted to come out here and get something. He sure is, because he's going against Hooiman from High Desert, and they've already made their stake in this.
You know, High Desert Hitmen have been really making an impact on the Ultimate Combat, so this should be a pretty good one. Middleweight no holds barred. Check it out. All right, we've got a high elevation mountain man versus a high desert hitman, and first to come out of the cage is the Saint, the high mountain man, Connor Hendry.
That's one too many mans.
That's too many mans for me. 6'1", 185 is Connor Hendry, an independent fighter, as we said. But you know, these guys from Mammoth Lakes, They just want to knuckle up and get out there and do this thing.
You know, again, I have to just say that I'm excited to see guys from 2 different states come together. These are really exciting because a lot of times, being that way, you don't get to scout your opponent. And you just got to show up ready to throw down.
Yeah, exactly. Neither one of these guys from the local area. Both of them coming from out of state. You see right there, Dirk Hooiman, who's 5'11", 185. He's ready to rock and roll, man. This kid ready to punch in his face. All right, round number 1 coming your way. The legend, Lonnie Foster, your referee for this contest. A touch of the, well, not a touch of the gloves. You see right there, Connor Hendry wanted to touch gloves, and Dirk Hooiman had nothing to do with that.
You know, that's something I almost feel like that's an outmoded etiquette. You know, we tell our guys never, ever touch anybody's gloves.
You know,
I've seen people get punched
and I disagree with that. I think this is still a gentleman's sport, you know, and as far as I'm concerned, man, you know, I personally, I prefer that they do. That's just me.
You know, well, you know, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad gesture. It's bad what happens to you when you're the nice guy and the other guy's punching you in the face.
You got to still protect yourself. And you see Dirk Hooiman in a prominent position here. We kind of got away from the fight for just a moment there, but right there you see
reversal by Connor.
Connor Hendry doing a great job of reversing things right here. But let's get back to that point just a minute, man. I think there's a certain decorum that I think there should be still involved in this sport.
You know, I'm more of a pragmatist myself. I mean, I totally agree with you. I think that
you know, it's funny that people that knew me would be kind of shocked that that's my viewpoint, because I'm really not, you know, a real proper guy. But
it's kind of like the lightsaber, you know. It's the touching of gloves is a more eloquent weapon for a
well, it's like counting to 10 before you shoot each other in a shootout. But anyway, all right, back to the fist fight here.
It's a great one.
Lonnie Foster's not going to have any of that. And I'll tell you, Lonnie, you do not want to get the legend angry at you. And right there you saw Connor Hendry throwing a punch after the break. Not intentional. I think he's just a little bit amped up. But Lonnie had nothing to do with that.
Great leg kicks being exchanged. A good knee there.
Great action in the early going.
Connor's smiling. He looks like he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, you know, I think he is enjoying himself. He's been, oh man, I don't think he's enjoying himself now. He just got cracked.
I was just about to say his chin's way up in the air, and you know, that's always
suddenly
makes you susceptible to those those haymakers.
And suddenly his fight turned into a track meet, man. Connor was running for the...
What a great fight, back and forth. Meanwhile...
and here we are babbling about touching gloves,
philosophical debate, and there's a fight going on. And then again, a good one.
A good one to boot. Nice work here. Connor, you know, his sister came out here to see this fight. Flew out from California. She said, you know, I wouldn't miss this for the world, man. I came out here to see you fight in the cage, whether you're going to win or lose. I want to see it, man. I want to be there and experience it with you. I thought it was pretty cool.
You know, Dirk's really going to town on that body. The only thing I would do differently is try to use the left hook versus the right, and then there you go, working the elbows. It's a lot more efficient way, and
very nice stuff. But Connor Hendry's sister is now experiencing a lot of pain her brother's going through right now, and you see really Dirk Hooiman's in prominent position. He's got mount position and really starting to pick his shots.
Yeah, Connor's got to use his feet to walk up the fence and create more leverage so that he can get him off the top of him.
Either that or pray for that clock to finish out real quick here.
Bridge or do something.
Yeah, good Hail Mary would have gone well right there. And
excellent first round.
Yeah, round number 1 in the books. Who do you think won that one?
You know what? I'd have to say Dirk, just for
look at Dirk though. He's tired. He won that round, but man, you know, you've got 2 more rounds to go, and
that's a classic situation, and something we talk about quite a bit at the Mushin Gym is you got to decide beforehand what kind of fighter you are. Are you going to go all in when you have that opportunity and risk maybe blowing your wad a little bit, or you know, you're going to play it a little bit more conservatively?
And what is your advice in that scenario?
You've got to kind of understand yourself. Each fighter is different. You don't want to ever be kind of Joe generic caveman, you know, one way fits all. Dirk's hands are a little bit low, but at the same time,
so are Connor's.
Connor's chin is really high.
Yeah, well, that's a bad combination for Connor. You see right here, Dirk Hooiman able to once again wind up in top position here. Connor's got to do something else. He's got to go back to the drawing board. He's got to change his game plan
I think he's got to let go of that head. That's just hurting him right there. And now he's in mount position.
You know, that's a common mistake by newcomers. They want to hang on to that head for some reason, and boy, it tends to be the end result.
Great reversal. Great reversal.
What a show of strength right there, man. Connor just stood up when he decided it was time to stand up. All right, man.
Hands are looking low.
Hands are looking low, chin's looking high.
Dirk's got I mean, Connor had a great leg kick there. I think he should do a little bit more of that.
Oh,
he needs
man.
to step off the angle so he doesn't catch a right hand like he did right there. But another great round.
Yeah, good, exciting action here, especially for the big guys. You don't see the big guys get after it like this, but you know, it's a recipe for disaster when you see the hands are low and the chin is high. All right.
Great sprawl by Connor. Oh, and it looks like he's moving to back position.
You know what?
Dirk might have blown his wad in that first
fight is over,
round.
Brian. This fight is it. That's it. I'm telling you. You know, you made a great point. You got to make that decision. Do you go for the kill early on and risk this? This is the risk right here.
Oh, he's looking like he's in deep trouble there.
Deep trouble, and this fight is
over.
Yeah, Dirk Hooiman, you know, good-looking specimen, but Connor Hendry coming all the way out from Mammoth Lakes, California, and getting a big win for the home team.
What a heartbreaker for Dirk. He had that first in that first round. He had the fight in his hands, and
yeah, the first round and the first half of the second round, you know, really was showing well. But as you mentioned, man, he just ran out of gas. And look at that big smile on the Saints' face.
I would love to see a rematch. That was a spectacular fight. One of my favorites on this particular episode.
Yeah, very, very good stuff. And maybe we'll be able to do just that. That's what we do. We're matchmakers. There is only one place to get all your favorite MMA gear, including UCE merchandise, and that is Against the Fence.
Dirk Hooiman, your first fight, your debut in the cage, but hey, it's nothing to hang your head about. You didn't come out with the win, but you fought one heck of a fight. I'm sure you picked up a lot of fans over, like the Hitman usually do. Where do you go from here?
Get back to the practice field and work on what I need to work on to become a better fighter, get back in here and do it better.
Well, you got a good camp going for you out there in Elko, so I'm not worried about you. You know, I'm not worried about you doing wrong. You know, you go back over there, hit the drawing board, get with your man McLeod. Anyone you want to say thanks to?
Love to thank the Hyder Hitman, Coach McLeod, my parents, everyone out here for showing up and supporting this sport. Awesome turnout. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks for coming out. Dirk Hooiman, ladies and gentlemen, get up for him.
Thank you.
There is only one place to get all your favorite MMA gear, including UCE merchandise, and that is Against the Fence.
Connor Hendry. You got a lot of fans out here. Everyone's rooting for you. They call you the Saint, but you're dishing out punishment like you was the devil, man. What's up with that?
I don't know. When it comes to a fight, you got to come out swinging. Don't stop.
This was your first time in the cage, MMA, right?
MMA first fight, yep.
Well, you're not going to stop now. You can't stop now.
No, I started with a W. Let's keep them going.
You're going to keep the party going, huh? Anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, a whole bunch of people. Eric, my sister, my #1 fan. Pete, my cornerman. Marcus, who's coming up fighting next. And everybody in Mammoth Lakes. They're a small town, but super supportive town.
Hey, thanks for coming out. Everyone get over Connor, the Saint.
Connor Hendry going back to Mammoth Lakes with a big fat smile on his face, but not so much for Dirk Hooiman.
Hooiman's going back with a little teardrop.
But you know the High Desert Hitman will be back. We'll be back with the Ultimate Combat Experience as well. In your lightweight division, a couple good-looking kids, Jorge Molina versus Brandon Leiter. What do you know about these two, Sal?
Hey, Jorge Molina said he's going to light Brandon Leiter up, so we're just going to have to see where it goes.
Very well put. Lightweight and holds bar. Check it out. Once again, the team unbreakable factor coming into this fight. Jorge Molina. These guys, again, they're big on all their fighters, but look, you can see this kid's an athlete.
For sure. I mean, it already going into this thing, I have to kind of give, you know, the advantage to Jorge, just from the fact that you got 3 guys from your team training, getting ready for a fight. That, you know, right there, that tells you you've got training partners working hard with you and pushing you.
Yeah. 6 foot tall, 150 pounds was Jorge Molina, but Brandon the Muskrat Leiter, he's 5'9", 155. He's an independent fighter, but you know, again, he comes in to the weigh-ins with a bunch of guys that I know, And they say this guy is a tough kid on the street. He's
Well, he
a tough
definitely
fighter.
looks at it. I mean, looks at it. He looks to be in good shape, and sometimes that unorthodox street style it can catch you.
Oh, you just never know. But you look at Molina, he looks like he's in shape. There's not an ounce of fat on that kid, and got a definite reach advantage here, and we'll see if he knows how to utilize. Oh, man, lands a big right hand right there to get things started.
Hook.
And a lot of more punches. And I think this fight's over.
It's looking kind of.
Oh. Wow, dangerous Dave.
Wow, way to come back, rally back there.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, there's no quitting this Leiter kid, but man, he got rocked in the early goings here, and whoa, big knee right there.
Wow, I don't know what to say. Oh, I thought it was over there. Well,
it is over
if
now.
It wasn't,
I'm telling you right now.
It is now, and
wow, what an interesting fight that
fireworks.
was. This Jorge Molina, he
fireworks.
calls himself the gangsta, and he come out fighting like a gangsta right there, landing lefts and rights and knees, and Leiter's a little bit mad about it, but
looks like he's got perhaps like a leg injury or something like that. Maybe he twisted his knee, when he got knocked down.
Okay, unbreakable is unbreakable tonight. Jorge the Gangsta Molina, got to feel good about that one. He does, and he should. Find top name brand clothing at unspeakable prices at Big Rod Clothing. Mention UCE and save 10%.
Brandon Leiter. Hey, you fought a tough opponent tonight, man. I hate to say it, but you just came up shorter than a midget in quicksand, buddy. What's your plans for the future? There's 2 tough fights you've had so far, and they were no slouches at all, but that just says something about your character, Brandon, so you have nothing to hang your head about. What's going on from here?
This time I'm actually going to train before I take another fight. I'm not going to come in here before I'm ready. I know where I stand now.
When you're training, would you say it was lack of some skill, or was it your conditioning? What was it? Because you got a solid chin. A couple times everyone thought he was in trouble. Dave Selustad was ready to hop in that fight anytime, but you just wouldn't give up.
I just need to train, that's all. I trained 1 day this week. I mean, I don't want to come in here and make excuses, but that's just the way it is.
Anybody you want to thank?
The Cunninghams, Wayne Nilsson, tell my wife and kids I love them. That's about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Leiter, give it up for him.
Celerity Investments. If you have a vision, we can assist. Go to investwithcelerity.com to find out how.
The gangsta, Jorge Molina. They love you out here. This is Jorge's first fight. And let me tell you something, I was impressed. The whole crowd out here is impressed. What's next from here, Jorge?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ, because without him, none of this would be possible. Number 2, I want to thank my trainer, Aaron Garcia, and everybody from Team Unbreakable. You know, we come in here and we take care of business. We train real hard. And you know what? I'm just going to back to the books, and I'm going to keep training hard and up for the next fight.
All right, you heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. The gangster Jorge Molina, he's all business. And you'll be seeing a lot more of this kid, I'm sure of it. Am I right, fellas? One more thing.
Para todos los mexicanos que vinieron a ver el show, ya saben, cabrones, aquí estoy como Chalino para la raza.
True to his word, Jorge Molina lit up Brandon Leiter.
Ask Sal, and he will answer your questions true and through, Mikey.
Kind of like the Buddha, huh?
Without the belly.
With the belly. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Stick around. In your middleweight division, got a really good-looking kid from Team Unbreakable in Wes Spivey. What do you know about him?
Hey, Unbreakable ain't been broke tonight yet, Mikey. Wes Spivey, he's going to bring it.
Marcus Nobreus says, I got something to say about that. Middleweight nose bar, check it out. Over the past couple days, I've really gotten to know this Marcus Nobreus from Mammoth Lakes, California. Really good, but more about him in a minute. Wes Spivey, they call him Pretty Boy, training out of Team Unbreakable. Brian, these guys are really starting to make some moves in this show.
Oh, I totally agree. They're a team that I've kind of been keeping my eye on. They've been making moves probably more than any of the other teams, and as a coach, you know, I've started to scout them a little bit because...
Rightfully so, man. Now, Wes Spivey, 6 foot tall, 185, but he's going up against The Gladiator, Marcus Nobreus, coming at it once again, Mammoth Lakes, California, and big shout out to those guys. Big fans of the show, came all the way out here just to fight in the Ultimate Combat experience.
Wow, that's great. I mean, I've really been enjoying all the national fighters you've been bringing to Utah to do these fights, and I'm really looking forward to this one.
No, it's really cool, and what a great night out here under the stars here at the Ultimate Combat Training Center in the parking lot, man. We're right here in our own front yard.
That's awesome.
Doing some fist fights, and Wes Spivey, Marcus Nobreus touching gloves, and then touching some noses with those fists right there.
Nice straight punches.
Nice, good stuff. And Wes Spivey says, you know, I don't want to get punched in the face anymore, so I'm going to try to take this kid down.
He's done a good job of pressing Marcus up against the fence, you know, really preventing the sprawl. But Marcus has been able to turn himself off of the fence, and now they're kind of
jockeying for position here. You know, I called this guy a kid a minute ago, but Marcus Nobreus, over 40 years old. Yeah, you wouldn't know it by looking at him. This kid's in great shape. I wish I looked half that good.
You know, it doesn't look a day over 30.
No, not
really
at all.
Interesting exchange right there.
You know, Marcus a little bit stiff right here. You know, this is his first fight, and he's getting in here and mixing it up. Came a long way to get in here and do it. Going up against a very tough kid once again, and the pretty boy Wes Spivey with Team Unbreakable took a big right hand to the side of the head right there.
You know, Wes is really doing a good job of keeping the pressure on. You know, I wonder if, again, thinking about the Californian fighter, if Marcus is going to be affected by that. His training environment later in the rounds.
You know, he may be, but you see Marcus spinning back fist right there. It landed, it seemed, but not really solid. But Wes Spivey going right through it and took advantage of the position that Marcus landed in, took him down, and now he's in top position here, looking to improve.
You know, Marcus is doing a good job of tying up the arms of Wes and minimizing the damage. But at the same time, Wes has kind of got Marcus in a pretty good spot here. He's got him up against the cage in half guard. He could do either of two things. He could try to clear his head and really get some power on his shots, or he could continue trying to pass the guard and improving his position.
You know what I like is that I'm seeing Wes Spivey being very patient here. He's not trying to force anything. You know, he as you mentioned, yeah, he wants to work toward those ends, but he's not trying to force anything, and really just maintaining his position here being the most important thing. And when those openings come, you'll be able to take advantage of them.
For sure. And I like that he's using his left hook a lot. You know, that left hook on that body, if you can hit it just right, accesses the liver and can have an effect as the fight progresses. But yeah. Great reversal here by Marcus.
Very nice stuff. I might have spoken too soon because it looked like Wes Spivey got a little bit eager there, and he was starting to let those hands go, and Marcus able to do a great job of getting his hips up a little bit higher and getting that reversal. Now, let's see what Marcus can do. Now he's got top position. Is he going to try to improve position or try to pound away? It looks like he's throwing some hammer fists to the head.
You know, if I were his coach, I'd be trying to tell him to turn Wes into the fence and sit him up, prop him up against that fence where he can get a little bit more damage with your punches and your elbows, because as you can see right now, the range is a little bit too far for him to really be able to snap through the back of his target there.
You're absolutely right. With about 5 seconds left, looks like we're going to see a second round. Now, he would be very lucky to have you, Dr. Sick, Brian Yamasaki, as his coach. Unfortunately, he doesn't have you in his corner tonight, but very close first round. Tough one to score. Maybe give an edge to Wes Spivey. I think he had control position a little bit longer in the round.
I would totally agree. In addition, he had the takedown, and you know, for those reasons, I definitely, on my unofficial score card, would be...
You got lovely ladies on screen here, and you want to talk about fights. What's wrong with you? All right, round number 2 coming your way. I think we both agree.
Kind of funny
once
that
again,
way.
very, very unofficial scorecards here. We both feel like Wes Spivey won round number 1, but Marcus Nobreus didn't, get hurt, didn't sustain a lot of damage in that first round. So he's coming back second round, see if maybe he can turn things around.
Nice overhand right by Wes there. You know, if I were Marcus, I would be snapping that jab a little bit more. Looks like he's got a little bit of a reach advantage, and you know, there he goes. There he goes.
You go.
Nicely done.
Got to follow it up with that rear hand, though. You know, he was pawing that jab out there, and you didn't see anything coming behind it. And obviously, Wes Spivey able to get through that jab and get that takedown once again that you felt was pivotal in round number 1.
They always are.
You know, and now he's got that takedown. He's got his opponent pinned up against the cage.
And side cross position, so he's looking like he's in a real... Oh, and he walked right into half guard. It's not necessarily that bad of a thing to do in MMA. you know, the thing I'm looking at most is he's got to get his head up. You know, whenever your head is down in your opponent's chest or next to their body, you can't really. There he goes. He's up. He's up right now, and up. He let himself get pulled back down.
You know, and it looks bad for judges too if they see you down there. I mean, if they see you up and being real active, I mean, you really, once again, you got to think about what a judge is thinking about. But you know, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but these Team Unbreakable guys, they've really been doing some nice things, and you're seeing some very good fundamental things going on here with those guys. But right there, man, he loses position once again.
The muscle factor. I mean, and it's a totally legitimate thing. You know, you get a guy, a hardened, determined opponent who wants to put you on the back, on your back. It's sometimes very difficult to prevent that, even when you have a sound understanding of the technique.
You know, and how do you say enough about this Marcus Nobreus? 40 years old plus, in here mixing up with the youngsters and holding his own, and not only holding his own, but you know, getting those reversals and finding himself in positions where he could win this thing.
For sure. It looks like he's in a little bit of a trouble here. He's got a hold of the head, but Wes is moving into the back position, and
not only that, I got to tell you, Marcus is bringing those lamb chops back, man. Those are looking good. I haven't seen those in a little while. I haven't seen them look that good on a man in quite some time.
No, not since X-Men.
Not since X-Men. You're absolutely right. You know, it looks to me, though, that Marcus is starting to get a little bit tired. You know, and maybe the elevation has something to do with that, but he looks like, well, he's from a ski town, so I don't know if elevation's a factor, but he looks like he's starting to run out of gas a little bit.
Well, you know, skiing, you're just kind of on a couple of sticks going downhill.
He might even be offended by that. I think he's a snowboarder, and you know, that's like calling a, anyway. You don't want to do that.
It looks like Wes has got a head and arm choke on and side cross position here. He needs to get his belly flat to the mat, and he can finish this thing. Or just squeeze the hell out of him.
Well, that's it right there.
Yeah,
great call, Brian. That was you saw that one coming, and Wes Spivey put that thing on. Really not a whole lot that Marcus Nobreus could do from there. And if you're not really familiar with the sport, that just cuts off the wind and the blood supply to your head, and there's not a whole lot you can do to defend that once you're in that position.
No, I mean there are a couple of things he could have used his legs and put his arm between his legs to kind of, you know, create leverage and space for him to breathe. But, you know, a lot of times that looked to me like maybe he was a little bit tired. He was looking for a way out.
He was out of gas. He was out of gas. The youngsters having a good time here tonight, though. Very much appreciative of what they just saw in the cage. Wesley, Pretty Boy Spivey, though, taking a big win home to Team Unbreakable down there.
Yet another win on their
very
card.
Nice, very nice. There is only one place to get all your favorite MMA gear, including UCE merchandise, and that is Against the Fence.
The Gladiator, Marcus Nobreus.
That's right.
Your first time in the cage.
That's right.
First time for everything. How do you feel about it?
I feel really good. He's a great fighter. I gave him a good fight. He's better on the ground than I am. Got more stamina. Hangs in there better. So all applause to Mr. Wes.
What'd you do to get ready for this fight, Marcus?
Trained hard for about 3.5 months or 4 months.
Whoa, 4 months, that's dedication, man. What are you gonna do from here? Another 3 months? Or are you gonna get right back in here?
Maybe not that long, we'll see.
We'd like to get you in here ASAP.
I'd like to be in here quickly again soon. It's a good experience.
Next week?
Maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks? You heard it right here. You just signed 2 weeks. It's on camera. There's no getting. There's gonna get the Gladiator. He's gonna be back. Anyone you want to thank?
I want to thank my fighting partner Connor, who fought just before me. I want to thank my cornerman Pete Baker, and I want to thank Mike Stidham for putting this on, and my sponsors Lakanuki and the Old Dubliner, and Eric for coming out from Mammoth, and Connor's sister Tanya. Oh yeah. That's a lot
Connor's
of people.
sister, all right. Marcus Nobreus, I could say that name over and over again. The Gladiator, folks, you're gonna be seeing more of this guy. So give it up for him, come on.
Thank you, everybody.
Personalize your Croc footwear to creatively express your individuality. Choose from more than 1,100 designs at crocs.com.
Wes Spivey, you didn't do too good your last showing, but you sure made up for it tonight with this victory over Marcus Nobreus. What do you got to say about that?
Man, that dude's tough. He came all the way to Cali. I respect him a lot, man. He was tough. And my first fight I lost, but that's the last time that's gonna happen.
Last time that's gonna happen. I love the confidence on this kid. Wes Spivey, is there anyone you'd like to thank? Your crew, your squad, sponsors, anything like that?
Yeah, first off, I'd like to thank our sponsors on my shirt, and Coach Aaron Garcia. He's the man, does it all, he knows it all. My fight team, my teammates, my family and all the friends that came out, my fans from Team Unbreakable. Thank you.
Team Unbreakable, ladies and gentlemen, in the house with your boy Wes Spivey. Give it up for the winner tonight, Wes Spivey.
Man, Team Unbreakable on a roll tonight. Wes Spivey looked awfully good in that one.
Hey, there's got to be a lot of pissed off fans out there, Mikey, because Unbreakable is here tonight making a statement.
They're looking to make a big statement, and tonight it's really starting to look good for them. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Stick around. It's your main event. In Salvador, you talked in the show open a little bit about Drew Daniels and Ruben Chacon matching up, and I'm really excited about this one.
It's going to be brains versus brawn. Drew Daniels got all the skill, all the technical work. But let me tell you something, Brown Pride, Ruben Chacon is just a tough individual. He's a street fighter. He's looking to bring the pain.
All right, light heavyweight, no holds barred. Let's get it on.
Last time I stepped in the cage, I had my toughest fight yet so far. I went to the third round and I ended up with a TKO win. So it was good. It put me to the test and tested my endurance, and I passed, so I'm happy with it.
Last time we stepped in the cage, we just went down to the ground right away. I dominated it to the second half and just won. That's how it goes.
I train with Team Unbreakable, and my coach literally puts us through hell every single day. And so stepping into a 9-minute fight is nothing. I mean, everyone else trains just like we do, but my coach makes us do it twice as hard, so we're ready for when we get in the cage.
Oh, I can't be letting up my secrets. So I've been training hard though, just doing my thing, working like a beast.
Honestly, I don't think I have a strength in particular. I think I'm decent at stand-up, decent at my ground game, and if I had to think of anything as my strength, I think it's my just being smart, fighting my fight against their fight. So that's what I like to consider my pride. So I like to use my head when I fight.
Go hard to go home.
I'd like to thank my coach, Aaron Garcia, all my teammates, my training partners, Damian, Wes, Jorge, all the other guys that I trained with that helped me all along the way, my family that supported me through it all, and got to thank all the sponsors. Without this, we wouldn't have half the equipment we do to train. They help out so much that it's unbelievable. So big thanks to all the sponsors.
I want to thank my sponsors, Big Fetty Hard Hitters, all my family from Salt Lake to White Rocks, everybody. I wanted to say shout out to all my kids. I love you guys and I miss you guys a lot.
I trained hard for this fight. I'm ready for this fight, and I really want this fight. I talked to him. He seems like a really nice guy, so there's going to be no hard feelings about it. I hope he's trained as hard as I have for this fight, and we can put on a really good fight. All in all, I wish him the best of luck, and, you know, I hope it turns out my way, though.
Brian, I'm just going to tell you, I've been backstage with these guys. I've been kind of milling around with these guys, and the energy I feel about this fight, I am extremely excited about this one.
Wow, it's definitely a contrast of styles, and it's always hard for me to comment on these because, you know, I like to root for the underdog. I always do, and I see, you know, I see Drew as being the overdog here. He comes from a camp. He's got an organized system behind him, and I've got to put my money on those guys.
Big, strong-looking kid, too. 6'2", 205 pounds. He's just a big, physical kid. But, you know, you can't be around Brown Pride and Ruben Chacon for more than just a couple of minutes without just falling in love with this kid. He's got such passion for what he does. He's just a good kid. And, boy, the legend is standing in the middle of what I think is just unleashed fury right here.
Well, this is looking to be a spectacular fight.
I'm excited about it, you know, and again, you mentioned the clash of styles here, but both these guys have so much heart. You can just feel it when you talk to them that this is going to be a battle of wills. This is going to be a battle of heart.
You know, whenever you face a street fighter or someone who that's where they got their start, you've always got to have a little bit of, you know, respect for that. These guys, they only know one way to fight, and that is, you know, for their life.
Yeah, you're right. Whoa, big leg kick right there by Drew Daniels, and wow, those things are landing very solid.
And Ruben's hands are a little bit low though, and that would be cause for concern. Maybe he's
that's
betting him a
gangsta,
little.
man. That's gangsta. That's the way we do it. That's the way we roll.
You know, he could be suckering him for something, but you know, I don't like to take chances. And wow,
man!
And that's
is this fight over? He just bounced right back up.
He looks a little spindly, but man, you gotta give him props for.
I don't think he looked spindly. He hit the ground and popped right back up.
He manned up for sure.
Oh man, look at this stuff right here.
But that's what you get when your hands are low. I mean, you can be the greatest guy in the world, and unless you're moving your feet, which he's not necessarily doing that, or moving your head, you're just kind of a target waiting to get hit.
You know, he's taken some pretty big shots already. I mean, stuff that I think would have probably knocked a lot of guys out. And boy, Ruben Chacon's still standing right there in front of you. So Drew Daniels probably saying, "Hey, what do I have to do to put
I
this
saw
guy
Drew
away?"
kind of look over to the side, maybe at his corner, and sometimes that's one of the scariest things in the world. When you pop someone, drop, and they pop back up and come back at you swinging.
And, you know, and there's really no change. Whoa, right? That's
nice
gotta be,
leg kick.
This fight's got to be over right there.
You know, if I were Drew, I'd actually back up, stand up, let him stand up on that hurt leg, and kick him again.
Well,
I think you're actually helping him by putting so much pressure on right now. A lot of those punches are muffled, and he's not taking advantage of the fact that leg is
It's
really
interesting
hurt.
that you say that, because we saw in a fight earlier where a guy decided to kind of blow his wad. He tried to end the fight right then, and it ended up costing him in the end.
Sure. Well, right here, Ruben is catching his breath. He doesn't have to stand on that hurt leg, and he's getting a chance to clear the cobwebs.
How tough is Ruben Chacon, though? He's taken some shots already in this fight that, once again, I would have quit from.
For sure.
I think most guys would have. And look at him. He still wants to stand and go toes.
I think this actually turned out good for Drew. I'd throw another jab to set up that leg kick. But
you don't see Ruben. Oh, man.
There it was.
Another leg kick.
Back up and throw another leg kick, Drew.
And Ruben's still coming
Whoa.
forward. There's no quitting this guy. Oh, wow. Oh, is that it right there? Man.
What a fight.
Wow. How tough is this Ruben Chacon, man?
Absolutely tough. You know, when you get hit in the chin and you go down, you don't have any choice on the matter.
Yeah,
but when your leg is racked like that, it's basically you can stay down or you can stand up. It's your choice. And to have the cojones to stand up and take more punishment, that's really something to be commended.
What a horse is Drew Daniels. This guy, man, what a force to be reckoned with in this light heavyweight division. He's big, he's strong, he's skilled. This kid's a good-looking prospect.
Oh, for sure.
Skull Candy, the official headphones of the UCE. Check out their complete line of headphones and accessories at skullcandy.com.
Second time in the cage tonight, didn't fare so well against a tough opponent. What's on the agenda? What are you going to do different for next fight, Ruben? Come on, talk to me.
Work on the kicks when you come back and do it again.
He wants to come back and do it again. Look, I'm sure the crowd would love to have you back. Give it up for him, everyone. This guy's is a warrior out here. Putting it all on the line. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank big, fatty, hard hitters, my family over here, everybody in Salt Lake, everybody, man. Much love. Thanks.
Much love to all those people out there. Y'all give it up for Ruben Chacon. Warrior spirit out there. This guy's got a heart like a lion, fellas.
Are you Army strong? Find out what it takes to be a soldier in the U.S. Army at GoArmy.com.
6 fights in the cage. 6 victories after tonight. The undefeated Drew Daniels is on a wrecking rampage of his opponents these days. Drew, what's going on? You've been eating your Wheaties? You've been studying Sal's book of mixed martial arts? What have you been doing?
I don't know if I'm up to Sal's caliber yet, but I've been working my ass off, and that's what it takes in this sport. I mean, this ain't for slackers. It ain't for anybody that just wants to get up and fight. I mean, you want to do it right, you got to train, and my trainer, Aaron, he puts us through hell, and it's all worth it right now.
You heard it first. That is a very good point. Drew Daniels is the real deal. He's talking about he pays his dues in the gym, and that's why he's got an impeccable record right now. Is there anyone you'd like to thank? Any shout-outs you'd like to send? Anyone's butt you want to beat?
My trainer, Aaron Garcia, Damian Nilsson, the rest of the Unbreakable team, all the sponsors, Solid Rock Inc., Stone Ridge, El Mercado, Mi Rancherito, Sequoia Motorsports. They all step up. They help us out so much. And lastly, I really want to thank my opponent, Ruben. I gave him some hard shots. He kept giving them right back. I thought I had him down a couple times. You know, he showed the heart of a warrior. He just kept getting up and going. You know, I don't care if he won or lost. You know, he wins a lot of people over by keep getting up and going. So I got to give it to him. Thanks for the fight.
Very classy individual, ladies and gentlemen.
Big D, Drew Daniels from Team Unbreakable, and he is just that, unbreakable. Give it up for this guy.
That is easily one of the most exciting fights I've seen in a long time. Ruben Chacon, what can you say about this kid?
Hey, the kid's got heart, man. He's got heart like you wouldn't believe. Let me tell you something. Drew Daniels not undefeated for nothing.
Well, he's certainly earned it tonight, but a great night of fights. We did it in our own front yard right here at the Ultimate Combat Training Center. Great night of fights. I want to thank everybody for being a part of it. Sal, thank you for being a part of it, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week on the Ultimate Combat Experience.